Delfina, so pretty. Just starting off by cleansing skin, and then I'm going to moisturize. The moisturizer I'm going to use is the Alex Steiner one. She did for Primark. It's the Maximum Moisture, which is really kind of super hydrating, but also really gentle. So it kind of acts as a nice base for when you kind of want that hydration, but you don't want skin to be too glossy. You want to make sure everything kind of sits really smoothly once makeup goes on top. And just giving that a nice little massage into the skin just to really get the blood circulation going. Popping a little bit of balm on lips now. This is the Dr. Barbara Stern lip balm. And I really love this one. It's super hydrating and feels really beautiful on the lips. The look I'm going to create is kind of like a monochromatic with a really kind of flawless, polished skin. So I'm not going to do my typical kind of glowy skin today, but I want skin to just look absolutely flawless and almost kind of like a satin finish. So the foundation that I've chosen is Dior Face and Body, because I think this is a really great one when you want to kind of make the decision of the texture of your skin after applying foundation. It's a very versatile kind of texture, this. It's almost got this kind of semi-matte satin finish, and then you can add glow or not, depending on your preference. So I want to add a little bit of warmth to the skin now, so I'm using Dr. Hauschka's bronzing tint, which is kind of like a liquid bronzer. So just applying this in all the same places that you'd apply a powder bronze, but just the fact that it's liquid means that even up close the skin texture looks so natural and refined. I'm going to pop a little bit of concealer on now, and I'm using the Estee Lauder 24-Hour Concealer just under the eyes, and then I'm also going to put a little bit of Estee Lauder's Perfectionist Serum and Concealer on all of the places where I would normally apply highlighter, because what it does is it just gives us kind of like this very sheer, almost slightly reflective kind of finish to the skin, which is going to add dimension without adding shine and glow. So it comes like this, two ends, and I really love this super glowy, gorgeous end, which I'm just popping at the top of cheekbones here, a little bit at the tip of the nose, and then once that's actually blended into the skin, it kind of just, I don't know, it gives a very, very like natural looking glow, and also a little bit of coverage. So if you're one of those that kind of likes the look of a liquid product but doesn't want to remove any of your foundation, wants to keep that coverage, then this is a very kind of natural, subtle way to highlight while still keeping coverage in those areas. Looks so pretty. I'm just taking some By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder now, and I'm going to set the skin, starting off under the eyes just so we make sure that concealer is set. Always like to use a small brush just to really make sure that I'm getting that powder in all the little areas, and also not applying too much. Actually, I think this is like a very beautifully, naturally sculpted skin. Now I'm going to move on to eyes, and I'm actually going to use a Tom Ford brow pomade all over the lid. It's a slightly unconventional way of doing things, but I just love the kind of cool taupiness of the shade, which is actually called taupe. It's also got a slightly creamy texture, so it makes it kind of really easy to blend and lovely and creamy to wear as a base too. Also going to take some of that under the eye. Just look up for me. Just keeping it really close to the lash line. I always find with these looks, it's quite nice to not be too careful where you apply the product, because if it comes down quite low, then it just adds to the kind of sexy smudginess of the look. So now, just with kind of a soft fluffy brush, this is a 0.3 from My Kitco. I'm just taking some of that product quite far out to kind of create this slightly kind of sculpted, winged out shape. But because it's quite a soft colour, it's going to look more like shadowing than anything else. This looks so amazing on such bluer eyes, but actually this is the kind of shade that will work on so many eye colours. And just because Delphine has the most beautiful cheekbones and I can't resist, I'm just taking some of that same product that we used on eyes on a larger brush, and I'm just going to further sculpt out her cheekbones. So because that product has a slightly creamy texture, I'm going to pop a little bit of eyeshadow on top of it just to set it. This is a NARS shadow in the shade New York, which is a matte, kind of like warm, I don't know what you call that, very warm brown, I guess. So it's going to add a little bit of warmth to this taupeyness, but also going to make sure that that product stays put. I'm going to line inside the eyes now, and this is a Chantecaille nude pencil. Probably my favourite nude pencil for the waterline, because I mean it's just so soft. It really comes out so easily, so you don't have to scratch that delicate area, and it's also a really good colour to kind of look natural but brighten. I'm going to curl lashes now, and using these Dior lash curlers, which are super easy to use. Does that feel okay? Yeah. I always like to ask, because nobody wants their eyelid clamped in a lash curler. No, please. The mascara I am using is Sensize 38 degree mascara, and this is such an amazing mascara for staying on. So for anyone that struggles with their mascara transferring underneath the eyes, then this one does not budge. You can actually only remove it with water of 38 degrees or above. But also another reason why I like to use this is because when you really want to keep a curl in the lashes, it really does that for you. I'm going to do brows now, and I know I've been over this so many times, but I still get questions, so I thought I'd go over it again. When you use soap brows, I just like to put a little bit of fixing spray directly in the soap brows tin. What I mean by fixing spray is like a facial mist or like a Fix Plus. I'm using Max Fix Plus. And then put a little bit of product on a spoolie and then comb that through the brows. So you kind of want the product to be almost in a texture of like a paste. And if you see product in the brows, don't panic, because actually when it's a little bit tacky, I like to just go over that product with a finger just to kind of smooth and press down to the skin. And that also helps to kind of remove any residue that may be on the skin too. So for brows, I'm using a little bit of Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Gel, which I put on my hand and then take directly from my hand. Doing it this way rather than using it with the spoolie it comes with just allows you to be really kind of clean and precise in your application. And it also stays so well, the stuff. So I'm kind of creating these little hair-like strokes just to fill in any gaps, but also keep brows looking natural and feathery. Okay, so now onto lips, and I'm going to line the lips but also colour in the lips with this liner, which is called Foxy by Milk Cosmetics, and it kind of keeps within those same tones as we used on eyes and cheekbones. And also when you use your lip liner all over the lips, it just makes everything you put on top last that little bit longer. And I quite like the fact that the skin and the eyes are kind of a matte satin texture, and then you've got these super high gloss lips. And now Patrick is going to create some beautiful hair, and then we'll show you the finished look afterwards. So here is our finished look. Patrick has created this super chic glossy hair for us, and I think it matches perfectly with this chic but simplistic makeup.